Hi everyone, welcome to the slot, and today we're gonna talk about the sixth most infamous or famous monsters of the Greek mythology. Let's start with Typhon, the father of all monsters. Honestly, I didn't hear of this monster, but basically is the ultimate father of the monsters. He was born from Gaia, that is the mother of the god because he's the earth itself, herself, and she created him as to challenge the gods because they destroyed the Titans. And there was this apocalyptic battle between Zeus and the Typhon. That is basically this multi-headed dragon with many snake tails. Just the most outrageous monster you can ever think about. And there was this big fight where at the end Zeus won, but very destroyed itself, and he buried him under the Mount Etna. And this was a Greek escamotage to explain the eruption of the mountains of the volcano. So very funny. And so is this very big monster with the eyes that can throw shot fire, the voice that can boom thing like a thunder, and all these serpents that can destroy everything, and the wings that with its span they can cover the earth from the sun. So very interesting. The second monster we're gonna talk about is the Hydra of Lerna. Now, this is another serpentine-like monster with one immortal head and many snake thing. It's a water monster, and basically its main feature is that when you chopped off one head, they will grow two, and this is kind of infinite. So this was actually a metaphor of the Greek culture to say that problems, if you don't address them, if you just try to cut them, they multiply. Okay, you have a debt for a house. I'm just making up, but you have a debt for a house and you cannot pay, so you make another debt. Problems are multiplied when you just have to address the thing and not just, okay, I will think it later. I will find I will not resolve the problem. I will just find a way to postpone it, and so on. Now, what happened to this creature? As I said, it was living in the lake of Lerna, and one head was immortal, the other you could just chop off if you can. And in the second labor of Heracles, as a punishment for his sins, Heracles had to complete these 12 labors, and one of these, the second, was to kill the Hydra, and he got helped by the nephew Iolaus, and basically at the end, after a long fight, Heracles burned each of the heads to avoid regeneration, and then there was the immortal head, so he just buried under a very big rock and used the poison of the Hydra to poison his own arrows. The third monster, and I made already a video about, is the Medusa. The Medusa has it's a very interesting story. I would really suggest to watch my video, because no one did it for now. And what happened to Medusa is that basically was a priestess of Athena, but then Zeus put his eyes on her. He did bad things on her. And the problem was not that. The problem is that he did these bad things to her in the Athena temple. And Athena, that was the goddess of purity, got so ashamed for that turned her into a monster. So she was this monster that was actually very devoted to Athena, even if she did that to him. And at the end, as the 12th labor of Heracles, Athena asked Heracles to go to this temple where the Medusa, the monster, was living, and kill her, cut her head, and to free her. And from her blood, then the Pegasus born, that was still the blood of Poseidon. Many stuff, but The significance of the Medusa story is, it's actually, it's just, it's more like a novel in this case, but it's the symbol of the female power that it's victim sometimes of the divine injustice. The fourth monster is the Cerberus. The Cerberus was this big dog with 3 heads and, of course, a snake serpentine tail. He represented the boundary between life and death, and it was because he was basically the watchdog of the afterlife. He was preventing the alive people to enter, and it was prevent from entering, and was preventing the dead people to come back to life. And it was just to set like, okay, why alive people cannot die, and sorry, I mean they can die, but then why alive people cannot enter the afterlife and the dead people cannot go back from the afterlife? Yeah, just because there is this watchdog that can hit you very, very hard. Now there is of course hero calls. No, the Medusa was not, sorry, with the Medusa was Perseus, sorry, I did a mistake. Yeah, I just got confused in my notes. The 12th lover of Heracles was that he went to the afterlife where there were the Cerberus, and he had to like capture him with the brutal force without weapon, and at the end he did it because it's Heracles. So the symbol of the Cerberus was the boundary, so between life and death, and even the strength, the awareness, and the duty of hate, the god of the afterworld, of the underworld. The 5th monster is the Chimera. The Chimera was considered like the most corrupted monster in the Greek mythology. He was something out of order, out of nature, because it was this lion with a goat coming up from its back, and another snake serpentine tail. And it was representing the chaos itself, the threatening of the corruption, of the hybrid things, of the things that were not following the natural order. That's why even the word chimerical, now it's an adjective to define things that are chaotic. And what happened to the Chimera? Basically, this hero called Bellerophon was riding the Pegasus, the winged horses, and he shot like some arrows to the Chimera, and then he just slayed the Chimera with the spear in its throat, and it just poor Chimera. The last 6 monsters is the Scylla. Sorry, the Scylla, that was the sea monster of the strait, together with the Charybdis, that basically they were creating this trap, inescapable trap for sailors, including for Odysseus during his voyage. And originally was a beautiful nymph that at the end was transformed into this big monster of jealousy and revenge. She had like 12 tentacle-like legs, so another serpentine tails basically, and 6 long necks, six long necks that someone say they are more, with some kind of dog head at the top, and this big jaws. And she was destroying all the ships that were going through the strait. In the myth, there was Odysseus that sailed closer to the Scylla instead of going to the Charybdis, because she would have only killed a few men instead of the whole ship, like it's more used to do the Charybdis. So but in any case, the Scylla won, divorced some of his companions, of Odysseus. So he did wrong in any case. case. It never got defeated, like the other monster that we talk about. There was not a hero that finally, you know, destroyed this monster. And yeah, they represent the concept of choosing between two evils. Okay, that's the thing. So you cannot defeat the evil sometimes, the evil sometimes. You can just, you know, choose the lesser one. So they say, okay, the Charybdis, it's stronger than the Scylla, so I will go to the Scylla. But they are there, they are dangerous, they will punish you, and there is no way to escape. Thank you for following me, and see you very, very soon.